Hello, everyone. This is Mgtow Jesus. I did a lengthy recording talking about this guy's video, and then realized that with my volume down, it barely caught anything that he said. So, yeah, that's frustrating. But hey, now I can make it save a little bit more time because it was like almost an hour long. So let's continue.
One that I bring today. This is someone's quote. Statistically, a woman is more likely to be hurt by a man than she is ever to be eaten by a shark, hit by a car, be attacked by a bear, crash in a plane, or be bitten by a spider. When a woman expresses fear of any of these events, she is seen as a rational person. When I tell people that I am afraid of swimming in the ocean because I am afraid of sharks, they accept it almost without question. When I tell people I am afraid of men, that men scare me more than sharks, spiders, and freight plane accidents all combined, I immediately lose their respect. I am considered elitist. I am considered subhuman.
Uh, no, you're considered misinformed. Um, you're this person that wrote this article chose to omit the truths about how much women deal with violence from other women. And what's really frustrating is the violence is bad in general, but the same gender violence is actually equal, if not higher, than male on female violence. And by the way, she's getting these numbers from is a generalization of all violence of men involving women. And I mean, are we talking about did the woman initiate the violence? Is the woman alone? Is this like criminal violence out in the streets, or is this violence in the home? Is this domestic violence? We don't know. That difference in the research is irrelevant. We're just gonna just take all violence. When women get hit by men, I see that, and therefore they're more dangerous than a shark because I don't ever go to the ocean combined. Yeah. You know what? I also get brain freezes from ices from 7-Eleven if I chug them every time. I guarantee you I'll get a brain freeze. So brain freezes are the patriarchy's fault.
And I read this, and my first thought is, why is that?
I told you. So you can yeah.
I don't like to swim in water I can't see through. Why? I'm afraid what's in the water.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't matter if it's a friggin' lake. I don't like to swim in water I can't see through.
Mhm.
And no one bats an eye when I tell them that.
Right. I mean it's not I mean whatever.
Oh, okay. Usually, if I'm telling it to a group of people, some of the people will chime in and agree with me.
Yeah.
I'm in no danger in a lake in New Hampshire, even if I can't see the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I'm swimming on the surface, unless a motorboat runs me down.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I
I
was
am not going to
10.
be harmed.
Mhm.
But if a woman tells someone that they're afraid of walking down the street alone at night because they may be harmed by men, that's a radical feminist statement to make.
No, it's not. A woman being afraid to walk alone at night down the street because she may be attacked, that's very reasonable. In fact, that sounds like a responsible person to me. Hey guys, I don't want to walk home alone tonight because, this isn't necessarily a safe neighborhood or whatever. Guess what? That's not radical. That's reasonable. That's being smart. That's surviving. That's lowering the statistical chances of being attacked. That's being responsible. That's not being radical. No one thinks that's being radical. What's being radical is pretending that the misinformation you're about to deliver us is based on truth out of nothing. And your whole fundamental truth about it will be go ahead, say it.
Even though statistically we know that women are far more likely to be harmed by men than they are by any of the things that I just read. Why? Well, who's in charge?
If you say the P word,
And not strawman
go
feminists
ahead.
that the misogynists talk about, who they are convinced run the world. No, men are in charge.
Okay, yeah, men are in political power. That doesn't mean that they have this misogynistic ideologies necessarily. And what's really frustrating is you're saying that not just the straw man radical feminists. Are you talking about professors, authors, uh, spokeswomen for certain movements that have a platform on like the media, like Fox News and things like that? Are those the radical feminists that you're referring to? Because, I mean, hell, Hillary Clinton has said some pretty radical things. Is she one of these straw man radical feminists you're talking about? Or is she actually running for president right now? I'm confused. Please. But it's men's fault. Got it.
Patriarchy is in charge.
Oh, there it is.
And it's been in charge for millennia.
Should I play feminist bingo with this guy?
The process that is the patriarchy. Because that's what it is, a process.
What kind of process are you talking about? That's patriarchy. You talking about the patriarchal process of farming and providing food to your local grocery store where you can go get it? You talking about is it the patriarchal process that converts that pumps out oil and converts it into petroleum that we use to fuel our cars and heat our homes and things like that, and make plastics and Tupperware to preserve our food? Are you talking about the process it takes by patriarchy to make the Freon that helps with your air conditioning and helps with keeping your refrigerator cold? You're talking about, I'm confused. Are you talking about the process of patriarchy that brings us laws to protect women, like the Violence Against Women's Act? Is that the process of patriarchy you're talking about? You're talking about the political process of patriarchy? Because the political process of patriarchy ain't shit here. This is a gynocentric society. To argue anything different, dude, I've got the facts. But if you want to go look at a real patriarchal process and a patriarchal society, and believe me, everybody, he does mention rape culture in this, so get your bingo cards ready. Um, you must be talking about Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Syria, things like that. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's not where you live, dummy.
Does not like it when men reflect upon the reality of the process of patriarchy. So men get very defensive. How dare you say that about us?
you just you just personified and just projected the exact issue that we have with feminism, is that you guys don't like to face reality and you want everyone to live inside of a filter, or you want everyone to live and speak and interact inside of your emotional filters, even though your emotions and your reactions, like trigger warnings and things, are not based on reality. Continue.
You're saying all men are bad. No, no, we're not.
No, I know you're not.
No matter how hurt your feelings may be, and how wounded the misogynists may claim they
Projection,
are,
projection.
it doesn't change the fact that women are hurt more by men than any of the things mentioned in that passage.
Well, yeah, if we're talking about physical violence, maybe. But have you even looked
No
at
matter how
women
hard the
versus women?
patriarchy may want you to be blinded, no matter how desperate the misogynists may be to paint women and feminists as the cause of all the world ills.
We're not desperate to paint that picture. It's not like we're struggling to paint any picture where women are a cause of ills in the world. And no, we don't say that women are the entire cause of all the world's ills at all. In fact, I would say religion is the number one cause for most of the world's ills. Right now, we're at war with a country that's religiously ran. We're at war with an ideology. We're dealing with the war on terror. And we're dealing with trying to go after oil. And why do you think we're going after oil so badly? Because we're an oil dependent economy. And why are we an oil dependent economy? Because it provides us energy at the most affordable and bountiful way that we could currently do it, because we choose to do it that way. And that's a whole other conversation. But you're saying that we are struggling to do that, or that we're desperate for that. I don't think desperate's the right word. We're desperately trying to get the message out because we're desperately trying to fight against stupid sheep and people that listen to agenda-based bullshit and believe it word for word. That's the only thing we're desperate about. We're desperate to get away from idiocy and Marxism and this ridiculous rhetoric that you call feminism.
It doesn't change the statistical reality that men are a danger to women.
Yeah, and it doesn't change the statistical reality that if you chug an icy from 7-Eleven, you're going to get a brain freeze. Anything else, Captain Obvious?
And men hate that. Misogynists despise that fact.
No,
Because
they
those numbers are stubbornly right there.
because they're misogynists. And feminists are usually misandrists, and in a lot of ways misogynists too. You're talking about radical people that hate women and don't want to hear that women have it hard. I don't mind hearing that women have it hard. However, if you're not open to conversation in regards to where that information is coming from or how it's being delivered to you, and you don't want to open your eyes to the agenda that's behind this misinformation or the lack of information that's being omitted, i.e., women on women violence, because she didn't mention that, it, I'll let other people that are watching finish that thought for me.
And notice I'm not discussing man on man violence. That's not the topic of this discussion. I'm
Well, you're no, I'm not going to let you do that because you're talking about violence regarding gender. So, man on man violence is inside the topic of violence regarding gender. Since you're generalizing violence regarding gender, that's pretty much open to all that stuff. But then we can get into the different statistics of domestic violence versus criminal activity versus sexual violence. And if you want me to get into the topic about violence on gender when it comes to sexual violence, I think women are outranking men on that one. Ugh, it's not good. Yeah.
aware it exists. I'm not ignoring it. It's simply not the topic of this discussion. So let's not go there. How about we talk about what we are discussing, which is the fact that men are dangerous to women. Let's not discuss child, children and divorce. Let's not discuss anything else
Okay.
other than
Okay.
the fact that men are a danger to women. Let's stay on point. Let's stay on target
Give
here.
give me a shitting grin. Give me a smile.
Why is it that women are looked as at elitist subhumans when they claim reality?
Um, you want me to stay on topic? You're right. I won't talk about the terrible things that's going on with our family court system. Okay, I won't talk about all that. I also won't talk about the homeless rate, and I certainly would not want to talk about the divorce rates that are initiated by women. And you don't want me to talk about women on women violence because that's a different topic, or men on men violence, right? Because here's the thing: you're basing all of this off of the patriarchy. You said the wonderful P word as your foundation of why what you're saying is based on some sort of truth. You're stating the obvious. Women get physically attacked are more likely to be physically hurt by men than a shark attack, a spider bite, a car accident, a bear attack, or something like that. Which, okay, duh. Question for you: Are what's the statistics of women being violently attacked by other women, or men being violently attacked by women, or men being violently attacked by men? Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. That's a different topic. No, wait, it's not because you just generalized the violence against women, and the you created a straw man argument to prove your point. You're like, guess what? Men are more likely to be attacked by men than they are to be attacked by sharks and bears and bitten by spiders and hit by a car. Yeah. So what? We should drop everything we're doing and attack feminism because men are being attacked by other men? What?
When they declare reality, when they say, hey, men are dangerous to women, and suddenly that makes them a radical feminist.
No, getting together in movements and then getting together and creating a Violence Against Women's Act that's obviously misandric against men in the home, where cops can come in and arrest the man, even though he may even be the one that called the cops on her attacking him. But then it'll be reported, and she'll say, "Oh, he hit me." Yeah, have you ever been on YouTube before? Have you ever seen the videos? Have you ever read any articles outside of the Huffington Post or whatever it is you're getting this information from? Oh boy, man, oh man.
It's like Stephen Colbert's comment that reality has a known liberal bias. There are those who don't like reality, and so they will blame reality rather than face the fact that their worldview is what's the problem. What is the problem? The patriarchy is the problem, and the institutions and the processes that it supports is the problem. The rape culture, the denial of our feelings, the inability for men to express themselves in healthy ways, because that is seen as a feminine trait. And let's not discuss suicide rates. We might talk about
I was gonna let you get away with that because I was in the middle of texting someone. But you're talking about the feelings of emotions and all that being considered feminine. No, 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 no. I express my emotions very well, and I'm not afraid to feel anything. And I don't feel less of a man or feel like my masculinity is in question if I watch a video of a soldier returning home and his dogs weeping in joy that their owner has returned after 3 years. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, you're gonna see some tears. Um, I was taught by my mother, who was a second wave feminist, that it's okay that when you express your emotions, express them responsibly. Understand that you can't just get angry and fling your fists in public. You need to respect the society you live in, and if you need to express your emotions, find a safe and healthy way to vent those emotions. If you want to get a punching bag, or if you just need to talk about it, you can. You know why? Because I'm not going to be in an office where I say, "Oh, the AC is too low," and I feel that that's an attack, that's patriarchy, and I'm going to write articles, and I'm going to. The only people that seem to teach people how to unhealthily express their emotions or repress their emotions into some sort of like sick ideology is feminism. And I just said my mom's a feminist. She taught me a concept of how to express my emotions based on reality, not your dialogue. I don't know what you were taught, and it sounds like it's coming from a personal side for you, but that's not what I was taught. So I don't get what you're talking about. Your football coach, and I played football, wasn't afraid to tell us, hey man, you get mad, you turn that into your energy, turn that into something, instead of getting frustrated about it, use that frustration to help you play better. And, he just,
Go back over there and discuss it.
oh, I will. Oh, I
But
will.
right here, right now, let's discuss the fact that women are danger from men, and just making that public declaration of reality marks someone as a radical feminist. I guess I'm a radical
No,
feminist
no, it doesn't.
because I dared to claim reality. I dared to say, yep, it's right there. Men are dangerous to women.
Yeah. You know what? I guess I'd be a radical anti 7-Eleven corporate like conspiracy theorist if I said that ices give me brain freezes every time I have one. So ices are a danger to the nerves in my sinuses. Is that you're stating the obvious and then making a straw man argument that people think that's radical for you to say that women are more likely to be hurt by men than they are by sharks, bears, spiders, and cars. People are going to look at you and say, "Yeah, and your point is," because you haven't really said anything. And then you're going to go, "Oh, you guys are all like, oh, you think I'm a radical? You guys are not agreeing with me? What? Why is that? That's the patriarchy." No, that's just you stating the obvious with a straw man argument, and people are looking at you going, "Uh huh." And I'm gonna get drunk if I drink alcohol. I'm more likely to get drunk drinking alcohol than I am drinking water or soda, or the occasional root beer float, or the milkshake. So I'm at danger of getting drunk from alcohol. So there. What? Yeah, you're gonna get drunk if you drink alcohol. But here's the thing. A certainty that women are in more danger by men than they are from sharks and bears? Yeah. How about you give yourself a good argument? Say this. Go ahead, say this. Women are more likely to get hurt by men than they are by women. Ooh, now you're actually having an argument inside of the topic that you've so wonderfully chose. So let's do that. Let's have that debate. Oh, you don't want to talk about that because that's gonna make you lose. Okay, continue.
And just making that statement makes me a radical feminist.
That makes you an idiot. Makes you a fucking moron.
In that case, the water's wet.
Uh huh. Thank you. So you're proving my point.
The
It's
sky's blue.
yeah.
Does that make me a radical climatologist?
Climatology. Climatologist is that a thing? I feel like meteorologist is the person that studies the as the science of weather, right? When it comes to the sky and precipitation and all that. And then you have cosmetologist, right? Or no, wait, no, there's cosmologist. There's yeah, cosmetologist, the guys that studies space. So you wouldn't call them an astronologist, would you? Even though the astronauts go into space and but see, that's weird because the Russians call them cosmonauts. That actually makes more sense with cosmetology and cosmonaut than it would with cosmetology and astronaut. But I guess astro is another way of using the same. Yes, you just basically said how ridiculous your own argument is because the sky is blue and water is wet and ices that you chug will give you brain freeze. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. It doesn't make you a radical feminist, it just makes you an idiot. But then when you don't even realize your own idiocy and want to have movements and want to enforce laws and want to change the way we learn in school to help support that ridiculous thought process, then yes, we say that's getting radical. You've already said something retarded. Nobody likes what you're saying because it's dumb. And what's your point is what they're all looking at you thinking, and your point is? And you've got that face right there. Like, yup, mm hmm, sky's blue. Women get hurt by men more than they do by bears and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Mm hmm, yep, yep. Like, dude, no, that doesn't make you a radical. What makes you a radical is when you take that stupid doublethink, that retarded fucking straw man argument that you're trying to use to justify the Violence Against Women's Act, to justify the family court process, to justify women being able to steal a man's sperm and then get child support that to a pregnancy that he never consented to, you know? And that's I don't want to use the slippery slope fallacy, but I think in this case you're trying to create a victim narrative for yourself because you've made a very stupid argument and you stated a very pointless fact without any sort of argumentative base. You're comparing bear attacks to women being attacked by men. You know what? Men are more likely to be attacked by bears than women. Does that mean bears are misandrists? No, it means that when men go out and hunt more often than women do, they are statistically more likely to be attacked by animals because they're in a place where animals exist. They're in a place where animals thrive. And so men are more likely to be attacked by bears than women. Men are more likely to be attacked by sharks than women because more men surf and more men scuba dive and more men do dangerous things that require them to go down in the ocean, like when they go down and dive and work under and men are more likely to be bit by spiders than women because men are out in the woods more often, and men are more likely to be hit by be in car accidents than women because more men drive to work. So even on your ridiculous, unrelated statistics of the hurt that people go through on the daily basis of just interactions in violent interactions with elements and nature, men are still more likely to get hurt. So why don't we change your narrative a little bit? Let's say this: women are less likely to get hurt by anything than men are, and the number one thing that hurts women seems to be men versus all these other random things. But that's only because they don't deal with those things, but they deal with men. Right. Okay. Okay. Men are more likely to fall from skyscrapers they're building than women are. Okay. Men are more likely to get hurt on the job than women are. Men are more likely to end up homeless than women are. Men are more likely to commit suicide than women are. If we live in a patriarchy, why are men killing themselves? And you'll say, oh, that's actually the patriarchy oppressing men. Sounds like gynocentrism. But you're right. No, you're right. Let's stay on topic. Continue.
Because I declared reality?
You
Because I
haven't.
pointed it out?
You don't know how to make an argument, do you?
So tell me, why is it that people don't want to face this? Why is it that misogynists are so terrified to admit how things actually work?
No one's terrified to admit how things actually work. The only people terrified to admit how things actually work would be the feminists that want to change how things work to benefit one gender over the other. It is the movement that, what's the very definition of it? To make economic, political, and social equality to men. It's a movement for the advocacy of women and their rights for the political, social, and economic equality to men. You're asking reality to change itself on a social level, a political level, and an economic level in order to accommodate women over men. Because you're saying to make them equal to men, you're not focusing on the rights of human beings as a whole and saying let's bring everyone up and level the playing field. You're saying we believe that men have an advantage. And with that fundamental belief already in place, with this unprovable concept called the patriarchy in our society, we're going to say it's there to justify our actions, and then we're going to focus solely on the benefit of women because we have the false premises that men have the advantage. And with that false premise, we're going to excuse our obvious fucking bigoted laws and radical ideas and call it under the banner of equality. And you can sit there with the shit-eating grin on your face after you just made an argument that you yourself just basically made stupid because you compared it to water is wet, sky is blue, by saying that women are more likely to be attacked by men than they are by bears. That's not radical, that's stupid. Yeah, we know. And you even said, people are like, yeah, we know. What's your point? I want to go on this guy for a little bit longer, but I don't want to make too long of a video, so I'm just going to end it there. Please leave your comments below, subscribe to me, and all that kind of crap. I don't really care. I don't want your money. I don't want any of that. Just I want to have an open dialogue, and maybe I can help this guy learn how to argue better. Even if he doesn't change his mind and he's still a feminist, I don't care. As long as he can actually make good arguments and legitimate arguments, because then I can defeat him at every turn. But if he makes stupid things like this and makes himself look like a complete ass, I'm talking to a brick wall. So, all right, guys, thank you for